What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And today is a really interesting day on the internet, and I thought I should talk about it. And the first thing I want to say is I have no love for the people who posted on that subreddit. The only thing I care is that hopefully your opinion and your mind and your heart broadens and changes one day. And I really don't care what you think. Like, I don't care about you as a person. I don't care about you individually. And common sense dictates that you have to tune out your haters. So I've absolutely done that. And I'll be honest with you, I've been hated on my whole life because I've been fat my whole life. And people have made fun of me in high school. They make fun of me today. I walk down the street today. Or let's be honest, I roll down the street today. People are going to make fun of me. That's just how it is. What's even the point at that point? And ultimately, it's not going to make it any easier for me as a fat person because these people are still going to hate me. So what was the point of all this? Like, it's mind-boggling to me. I really don't know. Reddit's a for-profit website. At the end of the day, they need to make money. And probably fat people hate was keeping them from making money, which is what made them make this decision. I've been big all my life. And I thought, if I can put that kind of motivation into work on this, I would succeed. We had a lot of success at first 4 years ago when I first really dug deep into me to find all the strength I had. I have two diagnosed disorders. The first is PTSD. I grew up in an abusive family and an abusive home. I have extreme anxiety. Several times a day. Some of the simplest things, seeing a shoe on the floor, seeing the soda on the edge of a chair or edge of a table or whatever, my brain will trigger. It's awful. I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm going to die. I lose my breath. I lose my mind. I go crazy. I get angry. I get sad. I get depressed. I get everything. I get suicidal. I'm afraid it won't end. I'm afraid it will end. I'm afraid I'll end myself. That's the second disorder. I have an obsessive compulsive eating disorder. Sometimes I eat food while I'm crying. Sometimes I hide food. Sometimes I buy a food and then throw it away, and then dig it out of the trash and eat it while crying about it. And I try to stop. I try to not do it. I try. The PTSD, the anxiety, the fear, the terror, off the charts, man. Fear of my own life, fear of being stuck in that bed, fear of never walking right again, fear of never being able to live the life that I deserve or that my wife deserves for me to live. I can barely walk across the house. Well, my body can't build muscle mass, and I have little to no muscle mass, so that's complicated. A lot of reasons, not excuses. For the longest time, I didn't care. For the longest time, I just thought that's how it was, and I wasn't going to do anything about it, and I'd die early, and I was happy with it. I've read a lot of stories about guys my size and women my size, and around 35 or 40, if they are not dead, they're generally bedridden a lot of the times. Sometimes I'm just weak, and I fuck it up. I fuck it up all the time. Work still has to get done, but there are reasons. The amount of pain that's in my head and my heart is immeasurable.
And of course, my dad mined coal. It was a very hard job, which made him very sad. And my mother was a teacher, but she was always very sad. And not only was she sad, but she was pretty angry about her life and everything that had happened up till then. So my dad was almost always at work, and that left me alone with my mother, who was always sad all the time. And sometimes she'd get really angry and she'd scream at me, and that happened almost every day. And sometimes she'd hit me, and that happened every day too. And life just kind of went on like that for years. I was always pretty sad, and people were always kind of mean to me. But eventually I got an opportunity to go to a pre-collegiate program called Upward Bound. And that made me really happy because I met a lot of people there who didn't think I was fat and didn't think I was gross, and didn't think I was weird to move to Fayetteville, Arkansas. My roommates
and it
supported me,
changed
and
kept me alive
in my life. Eventually, something new and exciting was going to happen because I wasn't sad all the time.
And it was one of the best decisions of my life.
And eventually, I headed off to the first I ever had my entire life.
And after Ray J mentioned this, everybody was watching my channel.
I thought,
I was really excited because I was making a little bit of money from it.
Eventually,
I could support myself and
I got a commission call.
started my career.
We thought we'd end up
very
getting
married
married
one
one
day,
day, tell me that
something went wrong.
We started fighting all the time. We thought we would make it
So
work.
I was stuck at Fayetteville.
We just couldn't. I
Flunked
couldn't
out
really
of
walk
school.
very well, and I wasn't really able to
exercise very
concentrate.
much.
My mother was
But that was
very
okay
critical.
because I had some good friends and we go out to eat all the time.
Was there. But eating out all the time made me fatter, and this made me sadder than I
fatter
made me sadder,
ever
and
been.
that made my really didn't know what
more
to do,
depressed.
really sad. So
more
that
fat.
Christmas,
And all this
bad
eventually
luck,
I was fatter
all
than
this
I'd
poor
ever
health,
been.
and all
But
this
I didn't.
misfortune made me
didn't
sadder,
because of my friend Adam.
angrier than I had
I didn't
because of YouTube, and I decided not to leave my house. And I didn't, and I
almost
decided to stick it
7
out, even
years.
though I really didn't know why. But life has a way of working out because I met this redheaded girl. And that redheaded girl moved down here to live with me, and we've been together now for 3 years. We're in love, and I'm happier now than I've ever been.
But really, only about 5 years ago, I started giving a shit. And I had someone who cared about me.
And I just keep working harder and harder every day. And for some reason, this YouTube thing just doesn't seem to want to stop. And I hope it never does.
If I hadn't fought my whole life to do my best, to try to overcome these disorders, to try to overcome the damage I'd already done, you know, I'd be dead.
But one thing is for certain. Right here, right now, in this moment of time, I'm happier than I've ever been.
And damn it, I have so much inspiration and so much to fight for and so much to live for.
You've given me everything that sad little boy ever wanted. And I love you for it.
But I'm still making progress, man. I never give up. I never give up. I will never give up.
You've given me everything I ever dreamt of. Everything I ever wanted. Just with the click of a mouse.
I still do it. I still try. I do everything I can every single fucking day.
I owe you everything. I owe you my life.
That's a pattern I've been in my whole life. One of the things that helps with that is food. It's one of the only things that help. One of two things is going to happen. Either I will succeed or I will die trying. But that said, the choice to ban the subreddit is fairly controversial for me. Because